Donald Trump appointed a guy named Frank Gaffney to be a national security advisor in his transition team, and this guy is a complete and utter lunatic. So, in an interview with the Daily Beast in 2012, Gaffney said, quote, "The Muslim Brotherhood was waiting to seize power in Washington, D.C., a moment which he called 0 hour." Okay, this guy is part of Trump's team now, and he believes the United States is on the verge of implementing Sharia law. Not only should that disqualify you from being in a presidential administration, that should disqualify you from being a cashier at Arby's. I mean, you shouldn't be dog catcher. You shouldn't be on city council. You're a crazy person if you think that. I mean, you're either a liar and you know that's not true, or you really are just a paranoid, unhinged maniac. Really? What is it? Less than 1% of the population in the U.S. is Muslim? And of the Muslim population in the U.S., they are massively secular. I mean, we've covered the numbers on the American Muslim population. More of them favor gay marriage than the evangelical Christian population. Creeping Sharia. It's coming. It's coming. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Muslims just took over Nebraska. Okay, dude, you're just wrong and you're obsessed and you're an anti-Muslim bigot. I mean, let's face it. You want to talk about genuine bigotry? This is what it looks like. Really? You think that the Muslim Brotherhood is waiting to seize power in Washington, D.C.? They continue here. They say, Gaffney had called for a new House committee modeled on Senator Joseph McCarthy's House Committee on Un-American Activities, dedicated to investigating, quote, the extent to which the Obama administration's anti-American activities reflect the success of the toxic Muslim Brotherhood in penetrating and subverting both U.S. government agencies and civil institutions. He really thinks the Muslim Brotherhood secretly controls the Obama administration and controls our government. I mean, what is it? Like, literally 2 Muslims in Washington, D.C. working in politics? There's Keith Ellison, who wasn't even in the Obama administration. He's a congressman, and he's a Muslim congressman, and he's part of the Progressive Caucus. He's massively progressive. And Huma Abedin was working in Washington. She was Hillary Clinton's top aide. But, like, that's it. Who else is there? And even if there are 37 more, let's say, really, they're on the verge of an insurgency? The Muslim Brotherhood has infiltrated Obama's administration. That's right. That's why he's currently bombing 7 different Muslim countries, because he's secretly a Manchurian candidate for Islam. Part of Trump's team now. I find it amazing that fringe characters on the right always make it into the mainstream on the right, because there's no distinction anymore. There's no distinction. The zombies have taken over the mall, to steal a phrase from, I think it was Bill Maher who originally said that. I mean, that's what it is. You have people who were super duper duper fringe who have been so persistent in their demonization and their rhetoric over the years that enough people believed it that they put people in power who would let them in the front door. Okay, come on, here. Yeah, you work in the administration. Tell me about how, Boko Haram is invading Kentucky next Tuesday, because this is a serious conversation we need to have. There are no words. And look, man, on a serious note here, I mean, I've just been poking fun at this guy for a while, but you don't want people like this having Trump's ear, because Trump is very malleable and Trump will listen. It's possible he can just be dragged around by people behind the scenes, establishment figures or not, or fringe figures. And they already were floating the idea of like a Muslim registry in the U.S. Oh, no. I mean, this is fascist stuff. That's what it is. That's authoritarian 101. Like, let's register Muslims. Let's say do extra surveillance of the entire Muslim community. Not, hey, let's just do our standard police work and investigate extremists and fundamentalists. Is there a plot going on? No. Let's do an extra crackdown on the Muslim community and take away their civil liberties and register them. I mean, what's the next step? You want to get them to wear a pin or something that identifies who they are? Where does it go from there? It's just with a guy like this in government and, having the president hear him out, that's a bad place to be in, man. Because virtually everything he's saying is bullshit, and Trump might be naive enough to believe it. And if that's the case, how will Trump react the next time there's a terrorist attack? I mean, we already know if it's like a sovereign citizen's terrorist attack, they just, loner who is misunderstood and has mental issues. That's what it is. It's not, that doesn't represent all far right wingers. That a far right winger did a terrorist attack. Brush that one off. But if it's a Muslim, now we got to crack down on all Muslims in the U.S. They were already talking about that. Imagine what happens the next time there's a terrorist attack. Oh, forget it. Forget it, man. This is bad. We're in a bad spot. So we got to oppose these people, and we got to oppose them strongly because you don't lose track of the facts, man. I mean, Donald Trump, I've given him credit on his anti-TPP rhetoric. I've given him credit when he has said non-interventionist shit on foreign policy. Number one, I don't know if he believes any of it or if he'd act on any of it in a policy direction. Number two, there's still 95% of the other shit he says, which is just crazy. And now we know he's appointing people for his transition team who are more than willing, with a smile on their face, they go down the path of crazy. And we got to stand up in solidarity with marginalized community because the marginalization is about to get a lot worse.